Well, howdy. Well, back in the early days of the automatic pistol, when people were coming up with all kinds of designs, one thing the Luger company, or actually Deutsches Waffen- und Munition-Fabriken, excuse me, by the way, I just got through mowing the lawn and I went under a couple of fruit trees and was pummeled by a cloud of pollen, and my sinus is going crazy at the moment. It's just insane. So bear with me. But anyway, back in those days, Luger came up with the 9x19, which we call the Parabellum today, or 9mm P, which is the standard 9mm that everybody plays with. But some companies, such as Astra in Spain, stuck with the 9mm Bergman Bayard, or as they named it, the 9mm Largo. Parabellum is 9x19. Largo is 9x23. It's not the only 9x23. There are several others. One of them is this one. Oh, come on now. I need to pull it out of the holster, and it's stuck. That is a 9mm 1912 Steyr Hahn. Steyr is the manufacturer, and it's called Hahn because it has a hammer, and in German, Hahn is hammer. That's to differentiate it from the 1907 Roth Steyr, which was actually did not have a hammer. It was a, what's it called? Not a percussion, whatever, the same system Glock uses. Anyway, this one is interesting in that, you know, see this little pin right here? I would disassemble it to show you how it goes together, but this is a problem I have. This gun here is so tightly put together, I cannot get this out. But I know exactly how to do it because I had another Steyr. I gave it to my cousin, and it's a little sloppy. This one is the tight one, and it's just in there really hard. But anyway, the Steyr round is an Austrian 9x23 Steyr, which is, as I said, a little bit larger than 9 Parabellum. In World War II, after Austria was incorporated into the Greater Reich, the Steyr decided to redo these in 9x19 to make them compatible with the standards of the German army. At that time, the only thing they really had to do was put in a new barrel that was chambered for 9x19. And the only difference that you'll find is if you disassemble it, you'll find engraved on the barrel 9mm, which means that it's in Parabellum. But anyway, this was designed by a committee. This particular pin is reminiscent of the Colt. Now, which Colt? 1900, 1909, that period. Colt was part of the design specs for the new U.S. Army's pistol. They wanted an automatic. And they were going after the 9mm, the 45. And Colt had this arrangement on the original one. He later did some more fabricating and came up with what we call the 1911. It has a different system for holding the barrel on. But Steyr saw this, and the committee decided that was a better design. But unlike the toggle or the swinging link locked breech that the Colt used, this one uses a rotating breech design. Come on now, let me take the safety off, and I'll show you something interesting about it in a minute. But you can see, if you look real close, you can see that the barrel, as it comes back, rotates slightly. That's the rotating lock system. One other thing, I want to show you this. This is the safety. Safety is on, right? Now, I'm going to try something. This is hard to do. On this particular pistol, it's harder than usual. But watch this. Let's see if I can do it. When you cock the hammer, the safety automatically takes itself off. I don't know how good that is, but it's just something that the Steyr does. There is no magazine on this. It's fed by stripper clips. And, stripper clips here. And it's It's weird. The rotating part was Carl Krenke. This pin was John Browning, I suppose. And I don't know, the rest of it is other engineers at Steyr that put this together. This one is based on the, oh gosh, what was the name of it? Ian McCollum. Oh, by the way, on the Colts, watch CN Arsenal. Othniel has been doing a series on the various iterative Colt 45s that led up to the 1911. And he'll show you a couple of examples with this kind of pin on it. This one, I forget the name of it. There was a count who was a gun designer, came up with the design. Campo Giro, that's it. The Campo Giro was the original of this one. But this is basically a standard European design with a butt magazine. But the interesting thing about it, this is a full-powered 9x23 Largo, and it's blowback. There is no lock breech. It is just blowback. So you're on your own with this one. I have fired it. This is extremely hard on the hand when you fire it because it's a full-powered cartridge, and the only thing blocking it is the weight of the slide and the spring. This one has that roller lock system, and it's a much better system. It's the same system basically that the 8mm Steyr uses. It uses a proprietary 8mm cartridge, but by the way, empty. I don't have many 9mm Steyrs, but I have some. I've reloaded them. This is a facsimile holster I picked up, and it's just like the holsters that the Austrian army officers would carry in World War I. So, you know, if you're attacking the Italians, this is what you'd have on your belt. And it's kind of neat. I don't have a standard holster for this one. I do have a book on the Astra that told me that this was actually issued to the Army in 1923 and what base it went to. And I've got that marked in the book. I forget offhand. I don't have such data on this one. The only book I have on the Austrian pistols is in German. I don't know of an English language book that has been written on the subject. But anyway, just an example of 9x23, not 9x19, 9x23. I have some Largo and I have some Steyr. Point of order, you can fire Steyr in a Largo. Largos are forgiving. You can actually fire on a Parabellum in this thing too. Sloppy, but it works. This particular pistol only takes, sorry. Boy, this is terrible. It only fires Steyr. My other one is also sloppy, and it would fire Largo as well. But this one's correct. It only fires. The difference, by the way, they're both 9x23, but the taper on this one is slightly different than this one. It's just a weirdness of the cartridge. And after World War I, no one else was using this, so it sort of fell by the wayside. I think Romania had them and Chile had them for a while. But other than those countries, no one else bothered with 9mm Steyr. And I don't think Chile kept it very long after that. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. Happy trails.